Today on the channel, the best of 2025 videos continue, and today we got a big one, no pun intended, with LJN Latuni Big Rubber Guys Top 10 of 2025.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another best of 2025 countdown video. And today we got a controversial one, that's for sure, as we're counting down my top 10 LJN Latuni Big Rubber Guys of 2025. And like I said, controversial as Big Rubber Guys basically started it. Latuni came along, LJNs via Mattel came along. Now we got three different properties competing, and who knows, we might see some more in the future as well. So the playing field is a lot busier than it once was, and I've been very outspoken on my thoughts on the Mattel ones. I like the idea in theory. I just don't like the idea of rehashing the same looks. I feel like Mattel can improve on a lot of these looks. Like the Hulk Hogan, hey, I get it. It's iconic. The first Hulk Hogan figure from LJN. I understand it, but I think they could have improved it. They could have gave it a better look, a better pose. That's just me, though. I know I don't agree, or not everybody agrees with that opinion, but I do think that holds back some of the Mattel figures, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go next year, where Latuni goes next year. As Latuni came aboard, they've given us a lot of Macho Man, a lot of Andre the Giant, of course, Ric Flair as well, Demolition. It'll be interesting to see what they do and how they grow, as I really do enjoy their figures. They do look good, and they feel really good. I just want more character selection, and once again, I want some different poses, as it seems like some of the poses are very similar to LJN, just like we're seeing with Mattel. And then you got Big Rubber Guys, and you got to give the Big Rubber Guys kudos. They're the ones that really felt like they got the ball rolling to bring back this style of wrestling figures. And I say it all the time, these were my first ever wrestling figures, so very nostalgic, all these lines to me. Always enjoy them. I enjoy what the Big Rubber Guys are doing. I think they've given us some of the best figures this year as a whole, and they've come out with a lot of figures over the last couple of years. So I definitely enjoy what they're doing, and I know the Mattel team and the Big Rubber Guys team will tell you, hey, they can live side by side. Well, they can for sure, and they're going to play nice. They're all good guys on both sides. The problem is, hey, guess what? Now you have another competitor that wasn't there, and you're going to have somebody say, well, I really wanted whatever Big Rubber Guy, but I see the Mattel one's out. The Mattel one's half the price. I can get it at Target. At the end of the day, they are competition. It could be friendly competition, but they're still competition. You got to remember that. You got to put your business hat on, and we'll see how that affects the Big Rubber Guys in 2026, as they're not going to be able to compete with Mattel. They're not going to be able to be Mattel. The best thing is they do have different people on both sides, for the most part, that can be signed, that can be made, so they'll be able to do that, and Latuni will dance kind of in the middle of both of them. So going to be interested to watch them in 2026, to watch all these lines in 2026. But we're celebrating 2025 today. Once again, we're going to start at number 10, work our way to number 1, number 1 being my favorite. And of course, this is my list, so put your list in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's kick it off. Let's start number 10. We begin the countdown at number 10, and number 10 is a repaint. Now, I'm not always big on the repaints, but this one hit close to home, and of course, you guys know these countdowns. Nostalgia and popularity of the character for me is a part of the selection process in this, and this is one of my all-time favorite performers. Maybe I'm biased because I met him on quite a few occasions, but I always do enjoy a bloody figure, and that's where we go to the Big Rubber Guys. We go number 10 for the repainted bloody Harley race. Now, blood can be overdone, and so far the Big Rubber Guys have done it with Ric Flair. They've done it with Harley race. I feel they can't do it with everybody. They could do it with Sabu if that was a thing, but there's not a ton of characters that we want bloody. I don't want a bloody Shotzi, for instance, but Harley race, that works for me. I'm here for that. I really enjoy this figure. It's a good looking figure to start with. They did improve the tattoos on this one over the first edition, so I do like that attention to detail. Constant learning, constant improvement, as we say, but not a bad one. Obviously a favorite of mine, Harley race, comes in number 10. We continue the countdown at number 9. And number 9, we're going to see a theme throughout this video. We go to the big rubber guys once again for a character that I wanted so bad in my childhood, and a character that we probably would have got if the LJN Grand Toys would have continued. But here we go, all the way to 2025, finally getting our hands on this performer. And a controversial one, as his estate, his daughter, may have had some issues with my unboxing, and we could talk about that too. It is Bad News Brown, Bad News Allen, however you slice it, with bonus sewer rat possum Todd McFarlane. Yes, he does come with that, and I did joke about in that unboxing, I would never change that unboxing, and I wouldn't take it down even when threatened, but I did enjoy this Bad News, and I did enjoy the sewer rat. And I remember in the video, which got everybody up in arms, was me saying it would have been a great 80s cartoon, Bad News and the sewer rat. You can just hear this guy talking and Bad News being all gruff. It writes itself. Somebody needs to do it. If they have to do it with AI, they have to do it with AI, but somebody needs to put this series into production. Let's get after it. I could be the voice of the rat, or I'll be the voice of Bad News. You guys pick your poison on that one. My wife, Angie, she could be the pesky neighbor. She could be a lot like Seinfeld's mom on Alf. She could do that job. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get that to production into 2026, but say what you want. I love me some Bad News. Guy that's very underrepresented in action figure lines. Very happy to get him finally after all these years. Not the greatest playability figure if I was still a player, but I love that he's got the black glove and he's got the fist right up here. You know he's going to put Bad News on somebody. So Bad News Brown, to me, comes in number 9. And the possum, too. We're feeling great at number 8. We're feeling a little patriotic at number 8 as well. And we're not just talking my fine Western wear. It is Western wear season, as we do know. But we're feeling patriotic at the number 8 spot. We're going back to the big rubber guys. We're going to the exclusive Matt Cardona here. And they got the most out of their molds with a little bit of a twist, as we did get a prior version of the Deathmatch King, Matt Cardona. But I'm always a sucker for a patriotic figure. You think of some of the great patriotic figures of all time, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Ultimate Warrior, and all points in between. Now you throw Matt Cardona in the list once again, as you can go back to his Elite once upon a time in the patriotic gear. Just a very cool figure. You do got a little non-PC middle finger up. There's a lot to like about this figure. Say what you will. This is a really cool figure that stands out on a shelf, and Matt Cardona coming in hot at number 8. Countdown continues at number 7, and number 7 we go to the Latoony brand. Of course, the sometimes forgotten about third big rubber guy style figure that's out there now. They do have a lot of figures coming, some better than others, of course, and we've documented them on the channel, but this is the first one I had in my possession, and still, as of right now, my favorite one they have made. Who is it at number 7? Well, it's the Macho Man Randy Savage White Trunks edition. Now, some of the things that hold this figure back a little bit for me personally is it's not terribly different than his original LJN. That holds it back. However, he did get a repaint here. I am grateful they didn't just release it in the same color scheme as his LJN. So that has that going for it, but I wish there was a little bit of a difference. They could have mixed it up, managed it to make it different. That would have put it higher up on this countdown. But I will say, for my money, I do like the feel of these as far as the closest to the old LJNs of old. Big rubber guys, the Mattel ones, they look like LJNs, but they don't quite feel like LJNs. And I still feel that Latoony, as of right now, feels the most LJN-like. So you got to give them kudos for that. Whatever they're doing at their factory is working for them. It'll be interesting to see what stuff they come up with in 2026. But as of right now, Macho Man hits the number 7 spot. We've hit the number 6 spot in the best of countdown, and number 6 comes to us from Mattel. And you know what that means? We're going to the LJN line. We're going to Target as a Target exclusive. Number 6, we're going to the Hulkster. We're going to Hulk Hogan. A tough year for Hulkamania, as we know, but Hulkamania back in action here with the LJN style figure. Now, number 6 here is not just any Hulk Hogan. It is the tan version of Hulk Hogan. I want to make that out there because there is a pale version. The pale version, not on the list. Tan is on the list because it goes back to what I said earlier. I want differences between the old figure of old. This is the most sold action figure of all time in the LJN as far as wrestling goes. I think they should have changed things up a little bit, and thankfully they did with this tan version. So you put this next to the original, it really looks different with the tan color differences. So I appreciate that, and that helps this one here. I'm never going to say this is an iconic. This is the most iconic wrestling figure of all time. You put this pose, you put the LJN up, that's wrestling figures to most people. There's so many grandmas, aunts, uncles, grandpas, maybe parents. When they close their eyes, they think wrestling figure. They think the LJN Hulk Hogan. That's extra special. I understand why they did this. I'm just very thankful they gave one with a little bit of a tan, and that one comes in number 6. We've hit the halfway point of the countdown. You got your list together. Put it in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. 2 channels with content each and every single day. But here we are at the number 5 selection. And we got a little of that old-fashioned deja vu as we've got this one released quite a few times from the Big Rubber guys. But this is the defining one for me. The defining moment, maybe you could say. This is what I think of when I think of Ric Flair, and that is the number 5 selection here. Ric Flair in his Carolina blue with the big gold title belt. When I close my eyes at night, that's the Ric Flair I think of. Now, I'm over this Ric Flair mold. I think they have retired it, fingers crossed. I would not be opposed to more Ric Flairs, though. I think there's other positions they could get him in. Yeah, I said positions. We could get him in some other looks. I'm here for that. We have heard there's rumblings of a new suited Ric Flair repaint variant, whatever you want to call it, in 2026. Would love to see something else, but if this is where it ends, this is where it ends, and this is one of the defining Ric Flairs of all time. So coming in at number 5, Ric Flair, Big Rubber Guy. We're down to the final 4, and the number 4 selection here once again comes to us from the Big Rubber Guys line and could be one of their most controversial figures of all time. Not because of the character, not because of anything, because of the business dealings. And this one originally was a wrestling collector shop out of Texas exclusive, and unfortunately there was issues with that. They had to buy all of it back. It was a whole fiasco. It delayed this figure, but we finally did get it. I'm glad we did, because coming in at number 4 is Macho King Randy Savage. Now, we've seen a lot of Macho Man in the LJN Big Rubber Guy stylings, of course, but we never got a Macho King until now, and I really like the looks of this one. This is the more flamboyant color stylings of the Macho King. As we do know, he started off with a little bit more gold and purple, but then went into the wild 90s color like he walked out of a Saved by the Bell locker room or something. But I always liked this figure from when they announced it like 2 years ago. I think it was at San Diego Comic-Con 2024 this was officially announced. But I'm glad it's finally in our hands. We get the scepter, you get the crown. There's a lot to like about this Macho Man. In a sea of Macho Man figures, this is one of the best ones that we've got as of recently here. So Macho Man Randy Savage King Edition comes in number 4. Down to the final 3 Big Rubber Guys of 2025. And for the number 3 selection, once again, we go to Mattel. We go to the LJN line. One of the ones that felt like we should have got it way back in the day. And I guess better late than never. Who's number 3? This is the definition of what I want the LJN Mattel line to be. It goes to Dusty Rhodes. Yes, Dusty Rhodes. We did get Big Rubber Guy version Dusty Rhodes, more NWA styling. But for my money, I like the Mattel one better than those ones. I like the non-polka dot Dusty. I don't mind the polka dot, but this sums up polka dot Dusty. And then you get that Boss Man hat to boot on here. Just a lot to like about this. And as I said, this is what I want the Mattel LJN line to be. I want us to get characters that we should have got that we never did. Can we get the Bushwhackers? Can we get Brother Love? Can we get other characters from that time frame and even beyond? New blood into the LJN style. That's what I'd like to see. And I understand it. You got to have Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, King Kong Bundy. But let's mix it up. Let's change the looks of them. Even if it's a little bit of a change, I would like to see that. Not sure that's going to happen, but this is when it's done right. This is how amazing it can be. Absolutely love this Dusty Rhodes. He comes in number 3 in my top 10 list. Down to the final 2 selections in the top 10 Big Rubber Guy Latuni LJN figures of 2025. And number 2 is a team effort. It takes a team from time to time, and that's what we got with the Big Rubber Guys Demolition. Now I'm cheating. I'm putting all 3 in together right here, and I'm putting Axe, Smash, and of course Bryan Adams. It was truly the summer of '69. Maybe not, but it is Demolition. Absolutely amazing to get this. This, I wish, at least Axe and Smash, we could have got them back in the day. Man, oh man, these came out amazing. Only one gripe I have with this one, it seems over time, Smash does not stand as well as he should. He does fall over a little bit from here and there, but you can position him just right to stand up. But man, oh man, how fun is it to get Demolition? And I go back and I always imagine being a little kid playing on the floor with my wrestlers, and I always think back to, what if I would have had this character? What if I would have had that character? And then what would they have been posed like? I gotta say, I would have absolutely loved all three of these poses as a player sitting on the floor once upon a time. So kudos to the major team for getting Demolition out to us. Truly the last 2 months, the months of Demolition in action figure form, and I would not be shocked to see Demolition LJNs in the future. I just hope they mix it up a little bit, like I said before. But Demolition comes in at number 2, which means there can only be one. What is the number 1 Big Rubber Guy Latuni LJN figure of 2025? Well, stay tuned. All right, we've hit the top spot. My number 1 LJN Big Rubber Guy Latuni figure of 2025. This was a very tough list, one of the toughest lists to do this year, but this figure came out a little earlier in 2025, and from the moment they came out, I was in love. Haven't been in love like that for quite some time, Todd McFarlane, and this one was the early contender to beat, and nobody could beat this one. Dare I say, perfection in action figure form. This came out early in the year, and it was a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. From the Big Rubber Guys, we go to Hawk, we go to Animal, we go to the Legion of Doom. Now, we got the Road Warriors the year before. Legion of Doom this year, absolutely amazing. Absolutely love these figures. Now, maybe not the greatest playability with these two. You could still get some good matches out of them, but just the way you can recreate the famous photo of these two is just a chef's kiss. As the majority of us, I would say 99.9% of us, are displaying these guys on the shelf, and it doesn't get much cooler than that to be able to display these guys together. Just absolutely love this. This reminds me of being back at like 9 years old, seeing the Legion of Doom debut in the WWF once upon a time. And I saw him at a Superstars taping before it had been on TV. And of course, there was no internet back then. And I was absolutely shocked to see the Road Warriors, of course, in the WWF. I could not believe it. I lost my mind. And my dad said, "Kyle, you've lost your mind." And he was exactly right. But so cool to get these two. Also reminds me of the Hasbro's back in the day, the classic Superstars back in the day. It just doesn't get better than this for playability, nostalgia, everything rolled into one. Easily my number 1 selection this year. Demolition a close second, but Legion of Doom number 1 for me in 2025. And that is my list. Once again, put your list in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. I got 2 YouTube channels with content every single day. Sir Paul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is also the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. And don't forget YouTube channel memberships and Patreon for even more content. So for the Big Rubber Guys Latuni LJN figures of 2025, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?